Greenapple, hauling Tom upright. "He's just asleep." But Tom wouldn't wake up, not right away. They had to carry him out and put his head under the pump, and all he did at first was blow happy little bubbles. It took 20 minutes and 2 buckets of water to wake him up enough for him to go home. The class giggled. Mrs. Greenapple fumed. "The magic shouldn't have gone that wrong," she said. "The school spell wards must have run down again." Still, the lesson had been ruined, and it was all Rhianna's fault. Rhianna sighed. It was always the same, she thought. But there was worse to come before lunch. "Wands down, look at me, no talking." Mrs. Greenapple took up a pile of papers. "Here are your results from last week's test of spell ingredients. Quite good, and I'm pleased, mostly." She began to send the papers skimming through the air, using a fly and find spell. Each one landed neatly on the right desk, and the fly part of the spell was turned off by each student with a flick of the fingers. Ariadne, Gloriana, Ingold, Isambard, Fion, much better this week, Fion. Oh, and Rhianna. Rhianna's paper landed in front of her. She saw the big red marks on it, and almost forgot to turn off the spell. When she did remember to flick her fingers, the piece of paper fell off the desk. It crashed to the floor like a sheet of metal, making a noise that echoed around the classroom. Everyone turned and stared. Rhianna turned scarlet. Mrs. Greenapple took off her glasses and pinched the bridge of her nose as if she had a headache. "I think you had better see me afterwards, Rhianna," she said. Rhianna picked up the paper and looked at it. If anything, this test seemed worse than the last one. And she had studied for it. She really had. She peeked at the total, just lifting a corner of the paper off the desk so no one else would see it. Oh no, F. Even worse than the D- she'd got for recitation last week. And spell ingredients was her best subject too. That was because it had measures and numbers in it, and they made sense, not like spells. Rhianna sat in silent dismay as her teacher called out the names of all the rest of the class one by one. The dismay was made worse when nobody else was told to wait behind. The bell rang for lunchtime as Mrs. Greenapple finished handing out the papers. "Look at your marks later, and talk about them outside, if you please, Morgana Hedger. Books away. Make sure your wands are properly laid east-west. Who's ready to go?" Rhianna was ready to go, all right, but there was no chance of being able to get away. Mrs. Greenapple dismissed the class row by row, line by line, making sure that Rhianna was among the last. There was no way to sneak out past her. She hadn't forgotten. Rhianna waited, standing by her desk. Her friend, Rose Treesong, gave her a concerned look as she left the classroom, but Rhianna was too sunk in gloom to notice. The door closed, the sounds of play were hushed, and the bright sunlight outside made the room seem darker still. "Well, Rhianna?" Mrs. Greenapple folded her arms and leaned against her desk. "What's to be done? It seems you didn't take in a thing I said all last week. Or anything in the book either." Rhianna stared at the floor and said nothing. Her teacher sighed. "I must admit I can't understand it. Your work is neat and clear. You understand all the amounts. Look, 3½ scruples of butterfly wing dust plus 3/4 of a drachm of thistledown sap makes just about a pinch." "It makes exactly a pinch." Rhianna was stung. The table showing the amounts had been clear in the book. Difficult, mind you. She wished all the measures could go evenly into each other, but all the same... She looked up. Mrs. Greenapple was shaking her head. "How many times must we go over this, Rhianna?" she asked. "There is no such thing as exactly a pinch. Nothing is exact in magic. Everyone's pinch is different. far more important than the pin.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.